Ramesh lived happily with his small family. His wife's name was Malti and they had a 9-year-old son named Rinku. Ramesh owned a big hotel which was running quite good and he was earning quite well. He was only worried about his son Rinku.
Rinku, what is this? You scored only 50% marks this year? Dad, at least I didn't fail. Why are you so worried? When I fail, then only you can blame me.
He often backtalked like this to his parents. One day, Ramesh was returning home from the office and he saw the traffic ahead.
Seems like there's a long jam. It's not going to clear anytime soon.
He parked his car on the side and stepped out. At the corner, he noticed a boy sitting there.
Sir, your shoes seems dull. Shall I polish them? Alright, go ahead.
He removed his shoes and gave them to the boy.
What's your name, son? And where do you live? Sir, my name is Prakash. I live right here on the streets. On the street? But how can someone live on the street? Sir, people like you might find it hard. But people like us have no other option. Where are your parents, son? They died in a car accident and now even they are gone. I am all alone, sir. No one else is with me.
Hearing his story, Ramesh felt pity for him.
Son, I don't feel right seeing you like this. Come with me. My family is a small family. If you live with us, it will be good for you and bring joy to our home. So do you come with me?
Hearing this, Prakash's face lit up. He stared at Ramesh with hope. And Ramesh brought him home in his car.
Dad, who is he? Son, his name is Prakash. From today, he will stay here as your younger brother. Younger brother?
Rinku at first looked at his mother and then stomped off into the lawn. Ramesh told Malti about Prakash's story. She too felt sorry for him. It's okay, son. From now on, you live here as my second son. Now Prakash had a loving family and he was very happy. But Rinku didn't like him at all. Rinku was sharing room with Prakash, but despite this, he didn't speak to him at all and often mocked him. And then one night, Prakash noticed Rinku sneaking out of the room.
Where is Rinku going at this hour?
He quietly followed him and he saw Rinku entering their parents' room. Prakash waited. Then he saw Rinku carrying something wrapped in a black cloth and sneaking out again. Prakash followed him. The next day, something was bothering Prakash.
Should I tell mom and dad about what I saw last night?
He kept thinking. Just then, Ramesh came to him.
Come on, Prakash. Time to go to the hotel. Yes, dad. Coming.
Prakash used to help Ramesh at the hotel, while Rinku spent his time roaming around in the name of studies. In this way, 15 years passed and both boys now had grown up. Then one day, suddenly, Rinku brought a girl home.
Dad, this is Disha. We have had a court marriage.
Hearing this, Ramesh and Malti were shocked.
Come, Disha. This is our room.
Rinku's wife Disha had a proud attitude and for some reason she too hated Prakash. Listen, this stepbrother could become a hurdle in our path. We must get rid of him. If he stays, your dad might give him a share in the property. And that's not good for us.
I have always wanted to throw him out, but mom and dad love him so much, like he's cast a spell on them.
Listen, I have a plan. And she shared a plan with Rinku. One afternoon, Prakash was sitting in the hall and Disha went to the bathroom. Hey, can you pass me a towel?
Bhabhi, brother is in the lawn with mom and dad.
No problem. You give it. It's lying on the sofa. Prakash picked up the towel and as he walked towards the bathroom, Disha pulled him inside.
Oh, what happened? That was Disha's voice.
All three of them rushed to the bathroom. Just then, the door opened and Prakash and Disha came out. Disha had tears in her eyes.
What happened, Disha?
I asked him for a towel and he entered the bathroom.
No, Bhabhi. What are you saying? You pulled me in.
On this, Rinku slapped Prakash twice. Ramesh and Malti were shocked.
You got food, love, money, everything in this house. Still, how dare you do this?
Tears rolled down Prakash's eyes. His parents remained silent, which deeply hurt him.
Get out of here, or I'll call the police.
Prakash left the house crying. And did you see how our plan worked?
You are really clever, darling.
Both of them were very happy. Meanwhile, Prakash had taken a loan from a merchant and started a small street stall selling kachoris. Selling the kachoris, he was earning quite well. Prakash lived in a small rented house. One evening, Ramesh and Malti were watching TV in the hall when a lawyer came in.
Mr. Ramesh? Yes, sir. What brings you here? I come to show you this copy of a legal paper.
Ramesh took those papers.
I, Ramesh Rastogi, in full senses, transfer all my property in the name of my daughter-in-law, Disha. But I never signed anything like this. Mr. Ramesh, these are your signatures. According to this document, your daughter-in-law is now the legal owner of your house and business.
Ramesh now remembered that 2 days ago Rinku had made him sign some papers, saying that they were for building rooms on the land behind the hotel, and Ramesh had signed them without reading.
Rinku, what have you done? Such a big betrayal? Dad, you were going to give the property to me anyway. I just put it in my wife's name. Why are you upset? We are not kicking you out. You are still the owner of the house.
No, Rinku. Now your parents can't stay here. They must leave.
Disha, what are you saying? If you force my parents to leave, I won't live here either.
Leave then. Who's stopping you? Rinku was shocked.
So you only cared about money?
It's not like that. Just you stay here and let them go, or else I'll have to throw you out too. Rinku said nothing and went to his room. Ramesh and Malti were heartbroken. With tears in their eyes, they left their own house. Now Rinku was under his wife's control. Even his every breath seemed to depend on her. But it was too late now. Nothing could be undone. There was no use regretting. Ramesh and Malti wandered the whole day without food. In the evening, unknowingly, they reached Prakash's food cart.
Oh, Dad, Mom, is that you?
Prakash saw them and immediately went to touch their feet.
How are you, Dad? I have been longing to see you both. Are you okay?
Hearing this, both of them had tears in their eyes and lowered their heads in shame.
Son, we don't deserve your love. When you were thrown out, we didn't even try to stop it. Mom, Dad, please don't say that. You are my parents. I could never be above you. That day, you only saw what has shown to you. It wasn't your fault. Not so much that I would ever disrespect you.
Look at you, son. Even after all that, you still respect us. And our real son, he forgot us for money. He transferred everything to his wife and has left us homeless.
Dad, even if he's not your son anymore, I still am. You are not homeless. Whatever I have is yours.
Prakash fed them his kachoris and took them to his small rented house. For the first time in days, they felt peace. On the other side, Rinku's life was in ruins.
Disha, fine, you own all the property now. But the way you treat me isn't right. After all, I'm your husband.
Yes, you are my husband, but you're also a son to your parents, the ones you left behind. If you couldn't stay loyal to them, how can you expect loyalty from me? Be happy with what you have, or you'll end up wandering the streets like them. Rinku stayed silent, but deep down he was filled with guilt and disgust for himself. This side, Prakash was very happy to have his parents with him.
Prakash, what are you thinking, son? Dad, forgive me. I forget to tell you something important. I think I should tell you now. What is it, son? What do you want to say? Yes, Dad. I just remembered now. Please come with me.
Prakash picked up a shovel and they followed him. He took them into a forest.
Son, why are you bringing us into the forest? Dad, this is the banyan tree. Banyan tree? Please just wait a little.
Prakash started digging and then went on digging. Ramesh and Malti couldn't understand why he was doing this, and then suddenly the shovel hit something hard.
Found it.
He put down the shovel and pulled out the thing, which was a pot.
Hey, who buried this here?
Ramesh opened pot's lid and saw it was full of heavy gold jewelry.
Prakash, what is all this? Dad, long ago, brother had stolen jewelry from your locker and buried it. I followed him that night. Later, I dug it out from that spot and buried it here. But I never told you because I didn't want to make him look bad or create fights in the house. I was just waiting for the right time to tell you. And today, I think this is the right time when I should tell you about this. Prakash, you are such a good soul. You could have used this to build your house or expand your business. But you kept it safe for us. Dad, it was yours. I just protected it. Nothing more.
Ramesh hugged Prakash tightly. They sold the jewelry and opened a new hotel. They also bought a good house. Now Ramesh and Prakash ran the hotel while Malti took care of the home. One day, a poor man came to the hotel in a very bad condition.
Sir, do you have any work for me? I am in great trouble.
As soon as Ramesh looked at him, tears filled the man's eyes because he was none other than Rinku.
Dad? Don't call me Dad. If we were your parents, you wouldn't have left us on the streets. Dad, I didn't throw you out. But yes, I made the mistake of not leaving with you. I thought only of myself. And I'm paying for it now. Disha started treating me like a dog. I left that house because it had everything except peace. It's okay, brother. Don't worry. From now on, stay with us.
Hearing this, Rinku folded his hands before Prakash, but Prakash hugged him. Now Rinku also lived with them. Prakash had finally got his full family back, and with that, his life was complete.